Hey, it's Mr. Roney again from Citizenship Academy, and welcome third grade to another math video. And we're going to have some fun today. I'm going to try to keep it pretty quick for you so we can pay attention, have some good focus, and then move on to your Google Form quiz, which I will prepare you for and give you all the answers to in advance. So make sure you watch this video and pay attention. And please, this is all about reading, drawing, and writing to solve word problems. So make sure you're doing the drawing part by getting something to write with. Pen, pencil, paper, that would be great. If you have a whiteboard, even better. But whatever you have to write with, it will help you to draw this stuff out while we're working on this together in the video and while you're doing the Google form. So let's get started with some skip counting. So for those of you who were with me yesterday, know that we started to practice skip counting, but in a slightly more complex and interesting way. So if we look back at this chart, most of you guys recognize that this row right here is all about counting by twos. So let's just practice that right now to get our brain working a little bit. All right, I'm going to point to the number and we're going to count together. So I want you to do this out loud even though I can't hear you, okay? So do it with me because I don't want to be skip counting alone. So let's do it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now for the challenge, let's go backwards. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. You guys are probably getting pretty good at skip counting by twos. Now let's add another layer of complexity to this where we count by twos, but we do it by saying this instead. So take a look at this row right here. And let's read this one together. 1, 2, 2 twos, 3 twos, 4 twos, 5 twos, 6 twos, 7 twos, 8 twos, 9 twos, 10 twos. And if you guys look at this kind of representation of the numbers and this one, they equal the same thing. So 7 twos, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 7 times, is the same thing as 14. 5 twos is the same as 10. So if you look anywhere in these pairs of numbers, they all equal the same thing, which is why in the next row we're going to interchange them. So instead of just going 2, 4, 6, 8, we're going to switch between saying 1, 2, 4, 3 twos, 8, and so on. Okay, so just let's count this together, and you'll say it with me. 1, 2, 4, 3 twos, 8, 5 twos, 12, 7 twos, 16, 9 twos, 20. So at some point with enough practice, I think that you guys can probably figure this out without the chart. So if I asked you to alternate skip counting by twos the normal way and by saying 1 twos, 2 twos, 3 twos, 4 twos, 5 twos, which is just a different way of saying the same thing, I bet you guys could do it. Okay, so I want you to practice that. That's your homework for today. Practice alternating between 2, 2 twos, 4, 6 twos, and thinking about what 6 twos, 8 twos, 10 twos really means. All right, and that'll help you get a better understanding of math and make you a better multiplier and just mathematician in general. So you'll be able to do these things very quick in your head. Let's move on to the point of our lesson today, which is using letters to represent unknown numbers. So in my lesson yesterday, I explained how sometimes in math, instead of using a question mark or a blank to represent an answer that we need to find, sometimes we use a letter like X or A or C or F. It doesn't really matter what the letter is. If you see a letter in math, it just means a number that we haven't figured out yet. So think of it like a blank or a question mark. All right, so let's do some practice equations together and see if you can get the hang of this letter as an unknown number thing. Okay, so I'm going to type something out, and I want you guys to think about what it means. So what if I said 5 minus 2 equals D? 5 minus 2 equals D. If you saw that and you didn't, you haven't seen a letter in math before, you'd be really, really confused. But now that you know that the letter just means a question mark or an unknown number that we don't know yet, you know how to solve it. So you can tell me 5 minus 2. Okay, I can do this on my hands. 5, take away 2. 1, 2, 3 is the answer. You know that D equals 3. Okay, so all that D means is 3. Let's try a couple more so you can see how this works. Okay, so instead of getting worried and freezing up when we see letters in math, we want to take that as a challenge and understand this really isn't that bad. You can do it. So let's try another one. 5 plus 5 equals, let's pick another letter. Let's say this time it's G. Again, the letter doesn't really matter. You can think of all the letters kind of in the same way right now in math. So 5 plus 5 equals G. If I asked you, what does G equal? G equals, you could figure that out pretty easily. You would go 5 plus 5 more is 10. G must equal 10. So those letters are just placeholders for unknown numbers that once we figure it out, we can tell people what the letter means. So let's go practice this in a word problem and use a letter to represent the unknown number we are trying to find. And when we're doing this problem, we're going to use the read, draw, and write strategy to solve our word problem, because that makes our word problems a lot more accessible. So make sure you have something to draw with so that you can draw along with me. All right, my friends, here's our word problem for today, and it comes with a nice graphic that gives us all the information that we need to solve the problem. And this is very similar to the problem we did yesterday, so if you were here with me yesterday on this video, this shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so let's read it together first, and as we check off these different steps, we're going to put a check mark next to the words. And we're going to start with reading the problem. Max's family buys 2 adult tickets, and I'm going to circle that number 2, because that probably is going to be important later, and 3 child tickets. Max's family buys 2 adult tickets and 3 child tickets. How much does it cost Max's family to take the train into the city? So what are we actually trying to find in this word problem? A good place to look is look at the question mark and go backwards from there. So it's really asking us, how much does it cost Max's family to take the train into the city? And then we use the information that we have to figure out the problem. So part of reading the problem is also looking at the other resources besides the question that we have to look at. So take a look at this train fare one way. So it says adults cost $8, child costs $6. And then it says it leaves every 15 minutes starting at 6 a.m. Now, there's nothing really asking about time in our problem, so we're just going to focus on the cost. So let's draw our picture. And I'm going to draw train tickets. I'm going to draw 2 big tickets to represent the adult tickets and 3 smaller tickets to represent the child tickets. And if we look back at our problem, Max's family buys 2 adult tickets. That's why I drew 2 boxes. And how much do adult tickets cost? Yeah, they cost $8. So 8 and 8. So far we have 8 plus 8. Then we have to look at how many child tickets? 3 child tickets, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to fill in the cost of the child tickets, which is $6 each. So $6 plus another $6 plus another $6. So if they buy all of these tickets, that should be enough to give all 5 family members to the city. And here is where my unknown number as a letter comes in. So I'm going to say 8 and 8 and 6 and 6 and 6 all together will give us, let's say our mystery letter is X. So X equals 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So instead of saying 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals blank, we're just saying 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals x. And it's the same thing. So now we can go find out what x is by adding 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So that's what we'll do right now. And you can do this on your own too. I'll give you a second to try it. So pause the video right now, try to do this problem on your own, and then resume it when you have the answer so you can check your answer with me. So the way I'm going to solve this is I'm going to do this in two parts. I'm going to add 8 plus 8 first, and then I'm going to add 6 plus 6 plus 6, and then I'm going to add those all together. Okay? So 8 plus 8. I'll do that here. And then on the other side, I'll go 6 plus 6 plus 6. And then I'm going to add these both together when I'm done. So 8 plus 8. I'm going to start at 8 and then count on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I added 8 to 8. I have 16. And then I'll start at 6 and then count on. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm almost done, but I have one more 6 to add. So I'm going to start at 12, and then I'm going to count on. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. Okay, I'm not done yet because this is the cost of the adult tickets and this is the cost of the child tickets. So I've got to add 16 plus 18 now. And I'm just going to do this the normal way. 8 plus 6 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to put a 4 in the ones place. And I'm going to add a 1 to the tens place. And then I have 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. Our answer is 34. So I've read, I've drawn, and I've solved. Now I just have to write my answer, okay? So what I would do is I will turn this answer into a number, a sentence. I will say, it costs $34. How much does it cost Max's family to take the train into the city? It costs $34. So we found out that this x as an unknown number is really 34. X equals 34. Again, this is really good practice. If you're not quite getting it yet, do the practice problems and keep practicing. And then if it's still not making sense, ask an adult, ask a teacher, and we'll help you out. I'll be back here tomorrow with some more read, draw, and write, and letters as unknown numbers. Keep practicing, guys. You guys are doing awesome this year. Let's have an awesome home stretch to the year and keep up the hard work. We love the effort and participation that we've seen so far, so just keep it up.